How's it going, billionaire? Today we got a video on how to deal with loneliness. And honestly, this is a pretty, tough topic for me to even talk about because honestly, I'm still going through it. It's not something that I've completely dealt with, that I'm completely done with necessarily. But it's something that I have gotten, better with. I will start the story actually today. So, it started around after COVID. I was in high school and it was like my sophomore year of high school. I was coming back to school and I had friends. I had literal people around me. And if you never really felt lonely, you might not get this. Like when you feel lonely, it's not like you literally don't have anyone in your life. Like I have a brother, my father, my family. I had friends in high school, but I still felt this deep sense of loneliness. And that's something you might not understand if you're not lonely. Like you literally have people around you, but you still feel alone. And I guess what I want to make the point is though that you may feel alone just because you yourself don't feel like there's anyone who really like relates to you in any way. Like you might have people, but they don't really relate to you. They don't really get life from your perspective. And so even too, I'll be honest, when I was younger, I feel like I was less lonely because I had more people who related to me on a deeper level. I had friends who I would say that I related to more. Whereas in high school, I had friends, but I wouldn't really say I related to them that much. At least not in every way. And even too, throughout high school, we had not too many, black kids who went to our school. And even too, light skinned kids, there was maybe like, outside my own brother, there was like this one other kid, shout out T, I'm not gonna say his actual name. There was this other kid who was younger than me, and like, I'm trying to think, there was maybe like 3 to 4 other light skinned kids though, my entire school. And only like one of them, I don't know if there was like any of my own grade. They're all like younger or older than me too. But even little things like that, like I just felt like castrated. Like I didn't fit in with anyone really. Even the people I was friends with, you know? And I guess that's probably the hardest part of loneliness is like, it's hard to even like feel it because you almost feel bad. Like you have literal people that love you and you love them too, but you still feel this feeling of just loneliness. And it's kind of hate that. Like I hate that, like, it's almost like you don't really appreciate the people in your life, even though you do, but you still feel lonely. And so I guess what I want to get to, eventually in this video is like, how can you actually deal with the loneliness? Because it's one thing to feel it and to somewhat understand why you feel it, but how do you actually deal with it now? And so I guess in my own life, the best and the most like obvious thing is you got to find a passion or a thing that makes you feel alive. So for me, it's like making these videos. I do different types of videos and make content. I create art, and that's why avoid the loneliness. But even too, like notice I said avoid. At the end of the day, honestly, it really is mostly an avoidance. It's not really solving the problem. So to truly solve the problem, you need to literally put yourself out there to actually meet certain people that are going to help you, relate. You got to find people who are similar to you in whatever way you're looking for. And that can be very difficult because for one, it can be difficult just to find those people. But for two, it can be difficult to be vulnerable, to, put yourself out there. Even just like sometimes, grow a pair and walk up to someone and say, what's up? Whether it's a girl or a guy or just anyone. Is there really anything else I need to say? Yeah, I feel like loneliness though is one of those things where it's honestly really not talked about enough because honestly speaking, I feel like at least half the people in this world damn near probably deal with loneliness in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like a lot of people really deal with it more deeply. But the thing is too, what I realize a lot of times, even for me, is like you don't really know when someone's feeling lonely. Like the people you think feel the most happy, feel the most involved, you know, are actually usually the ones who feel the most lonely too. Because one thing about being a lonely person is that you want to make others not feel lonely. So you try to always involve other people. You try to like basically just take that feeling away from other people. But at the end of the day, just try your hardest to find something you genuinely enjoy doing to somewhat distract yourself from it, but it also will heal parts of it. But then ultimately too, you need to put yourself out there to find those people that, you really relate to. And I guess at the end of the day, as harsh as it might sound, you kind of have to also realize that being lonely is like I literally made a video about this. I'll link at the end. It's like a cheat code in life. Like being lonely will actually lead to your success because you just have more time to do things. You know, as much as it might suck at times, like I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but I just don't have a lot of friends anymore. You know, I don't really talk to very many people anymore, and so like yeah, I get lonely at times, honestly, guys. But at the same time, I have so much more time now to actually like do this. I have more time to make content. I have more time to meditate. You know, just be by myself and actually work on myself. And yeah, so I guess I'll leave you guys with that. You know, if you are lonely, just realize that God wants you to be lonely so you can work on yourself ultimately. But yeah, shout out to you guys for watching this video. You know, for all my lonely people, leave a comment down below. You know, maybe we can be lonely together. But thank you for watching. May God be with you. I love you.